Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com and welcome to episode 8 of 12 in my 12-week Christmas countdown series. Well, it's that time of year again and it's time to think about making an advent calendar. This year I'm using the designer treat box bundle, which is on page 61 of the July to December mini for 2022. This is the reindeer from the designer treat box stamp set and dies. So I've made the box exactly to the specification shown on the catalogue. But I also made an angel, a Santa and an elf. To make the advent calendar you need 24 boxes, so we're making 6 of the reindeer, 6 of the angels, 6 of the Santas and 6 of the elves. I'm going to break this down into 4 chapters. So the first one will be the angel. I'll run through the dies you need first. So you need the designer treat box die, so you need to cut 6 of this in very vanilla and 6 labels in gold. You also need the Brilliant Wings dies, and I used this large butterfly here. So I die cut a single butterfly, one in very vanilla and one in brushed metallic gold. You also need the stylish shapes dies, and you need the smallest of the stitch circles, this one here, and you need to cut 2 of those for each box. So when you're die cutting the stuff for the angels, you need 6 in very vanilla, 6 in the gold, 6 in the very vanilla, 12 of the nested smaller stitch circles for the face, and 6 gold labels. I also die cut 2 in very vanilla and stacked them together to make them more sturdy, so that I could make a template out of it. Simply Elegant trim. You need gold trim. You need 6 pieces cut at 6 inches. You also need a real red Stampin' Right marker and one in crumb cake, so you can draw the face. On one of the circles, on the reverse side, you want to put tear and tape on only half of the head. So let's do that first, and then remove the backing tape from that. So you can add another layer to the top, bend that back if it's overhanging. Then position the tape so it's flush with the top of the head. Snip that off. Remove the backing tape. Bend that back. And then place the other circle on top and pinch it together. Then set it aside. Make sure the right side is facing outwards, so you're gluing them back to back. Now you want to burnish the lines on your box, and I'll speed this up. Apply adhesive to the flaps and assemble the box. So to close the box, you put the semicircular circles in the middle, and then you fold the ones with the slot over. It fits over the semicircles like so. Now you want to glue the butterflies back to back, but before you do that, you just want to snip off the antennae. I'm also going to trim off the edges of the very vanilla butterfly. You see there's an indentation there, so you trim that bit off. You don't want that bit. Okay, and then on these bits, so that it doesn't jut out and show over the edge of the gold, you want to trim that off and glue it to the back of the gold butterfly. If there's anything coming out, then you just want to trim that off. Next I want to mark a hole where I'm going to punch through. So I'm going to make a hole with the crocodile and then take my gold trim, make sure that the ends are together at the bottom, thread it from front to back where the loop is, tie a knot at the end so it doesn't come out, and pull that tight. Now with the design, the treat box, this die fits exactly over the box like that and holds it down so that it keeps the box shut. So in principle I'm doing the same thing with a butterfly, but if I do that it's going to cut everything off. So that's why I made a template and drew round it, cut it off. So I'm going to use my template. Bring my butterfly up there, and don't worry if it isn't an exact fit, because you can keep trimming it down until it does fit. It's better to cut it too small than too big, so just use your scissors, cut that off. And then cut this off. It's warping, so obviously it's too small. It's going to cut a sliver. I don't want to be too generous. So I'm just going to cut another sliver from this side. Now bring back the two semicircles I did. Now I avoided drawing a face on it because you need to make sure that it's going to be the right way up. Now I can open this up, okay, fit it, sandwich it between the handles like so. Grab a glue dot and put it behind here, behind the head. Like so. There you go. I think I might put another one just for safety in the middle. Now you can draw on it. So I'm using the brush end and then open that slot and fit it over the handle that's sticking out, and there you have it. There's your angel, and then it won't fall off. Last thing to do is put the label on the front. Like so. I'm not putting the numbers on yet because I don't know what number this will be. Now we're doing the next chapter, which is the reindeer, and for this you need 6 of these boxes, 6 antlers in soft suede, 6 of them with adhesive sheet backing and 6 without. Then the same with the ears. You want 6 in crumb cake, same colour as your box base, with adhesive sheet backing, and 6 without. You also need a bit of soft suede ink because there's a bit of stamping to do. 6 lengths of linen ribbon at 6 inches. So first I'm going to stamp the face and the top half. I'm going to stamp this linear piece. I'm going to need to poke a hole here because the thread is going to go through, and if you have got the retired 1/16 of an inch hole punch, then you can use that handheld hole punch to punch your hole for the thread to go through. If not, just use your pokey tool and pierce through both layers. Again, burnish all the score lines. The ones at the top of the box, one goes in and the semicircular ones glue to in the opposite direction. Sorry, I didn't mean glue, I meant burnished. Assemble the box. Now pinch the semicircular bits together so that the holes meet up. Left side over, right side over, and then pop your linen thread in. If you have a tapestry needle, that works best. Thread your linen thread through. It'll make life a lot easier. Make sure the ends here are together. Poke it through the loop and pull it tight. Tie a knot. Now we want to assemble the antlers. So one side, have the right side on the bottom, and remove the adhesive sheet on the back of the second antler, and have the wrong side facing each other. Fortunately, this die, it's an exact mirror image, so if you glue it back to back, it marries up quite nicely. Now I'm going to take the die for the ears and just trace round it. Actually, if I do that, it would be better, wouldn't it? Trace round that. Okay, now we can cut round it. Remove the backing tape from this ear and pop that on top. Now we want to put this ear on top, and we want to put the antlers in between. So let's see what that goes. Sort of there. So let's put a bit of glue on here. You don't want any glue there. And glue on the ears. on the front. So that should open up like that. I don't want the thread to show, so I've just switched it round so that this is at the front and the other is at the back. So push the linen thread through and then pop that in. There you have it. There's your reindeer. Now for the gnome. In fact, the gnome and the Santa construction is identical. The only difference is that with the gnome you've got the shaded spruce hat, and with the Santa you've got the real red hat and the real red box. The black belt, the red belt, and a gold buckle and the red buckle. So for the elf you need the designer treat box dies. You also need the gnome dies, and we need the hat, the beard and his nose. So to make up the 6 boxes you'll need to die cut 6 of the hats in shaded spruce with the adhesive back sheet on the back and 6 without. You need 6 petal pink noses and 6 beards cut in very vanilla. The designer treat box dies you need to cut 6 shaded spruce box bases, 12 of the bat wings in shaded spruce and 6 red labels with the adhesive sheet on the back, and 6 lengths of real red for the belt, and this is 3/8 inches by 5 7/8. So it's roughly 1 centimetre by 14.5 centimetres. So to speed things up, I've already burnished this. Where the semicircular pieces are, you want to burnish that in a mountain fold and the circles in a valley fold. So before you assemble the box you need to find the middle and make a hole. Pinch the 2 sides together like so, so you can punch through both layers and punch through both. Apply adhesive to the flaps and assemble the box. Now it's important that you do it in the order I'm showing you because it will make life a lot simpler. Die cut your box base, find the centre to poke a hole and then punch through both layers, or poke a hole through both semicircular layers here. Okay, allow that to bond properly before you do anything. And now you want to put your belt on. Go across the front, bend it back, find the next fold and bend that back. Assemble the box and then wrap this round. Apply adhesive on this joining piece and the end here so that it bonds. Remove the backing from that That's the back, so this is the front. So pop that on the front, press that down, make sure it's secured. I've got my tapestry needle and the thread. Put it through the hole and make a loop, and that goes to the back. Don't tie a knot yet, because now you've got to assemble your hat. On one of these bat wings, I'm going to have the front of the bat wings face down, so the wrong side is face up, and I'm just going to apply adhesive on either side of the ear and in this first section here. Okay, pop the thread to the front and stick that down on my box, then put the thread to the back, right side facing me, and go on the other side of the handles, the circular handles, so that the circles, the semicircles, and the tag, the thread where it's hanging from, is sandwiched in the middle. Okay, pinch it and make sure it's all glued properly. Then grab your scissors and you want to cut where the bat wings are here, in line with it. Okay, like so. Next I'm going to do the hat, and I've got to mark the hat, see where the hole is. Oh bother, I forgot to film it. I've punched a hole with the crocodile. The backing tape off this. Bring my beard. Now you see these marks here? That's aid for you to line up the gnome hat where those lines are. And I'll turn it over to the back and you will see an indentation there as well. So you just want to apply a bit of adhesive on there and have the front of the hat facing out on top. Marry it up with a hole you've just punched. Get the bone folder. And curl it on the back of the nose. Whoops. And pop that on top, following the outline of the nose. Now you want to put glue dots on the front, make sure that's the buckle. So you want to put glue dots on here. You also want to put glue dots on this side, but it's too narrow, so you have to fold the glue dot before you remove it from the sheet. Then you simply stick this to the back like so, and then you want to trim. Now trim it in line with the hat, but you want to leave sufficient here so that it will still grab onto the box and keep it there. So don't cut too much away. Right, like so. Then That's why you don't want to put a knot in it yet, otherwise it won't go through this hole. So you want to poke the thread through the hole. Okay, like so. Now you can tie your knot. And that's how you assemble the elf. Now for the Santa. So it's done the same way. The gnome dies, the hat, the nose and the beard. You need 6 with the adhesive backing on it, 6 without, 6 noses and 6 beards in basic white. From the designer treat dies you need 6 box bases, 6 gold labels with adhesive sheet on the back, 12 bat wings in real red. You also need 6 pieces of basic white baker's twine, and this measures 10 inches each, and 6 pieces of basic black for the belt. This is 3/8 inches by 5 7/8, so it's roughly 1 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters. So I've gone ahead and burnished all those lines. Now I'm going to create my hole for the thread. So that's the Santa ones done. Now for the numbers. There's 24 boxes in all, 6 each of the angels, the elves, the reindeer and Santa. And this die from the designer treat box die, I've cut out all these numbers with the self-adhesive sheets on the back, so it would be easier to put on the labels. I cut them in different colours because I didn't know what colour would go with what. I needed to make all the boxes first before I put the numbers on, because I didn't know what colour numbers I should put on each. So basically I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 so that they'll all be different colours. Ta-da! So all the numbers are on now. Best to do it when you've got all your boxes lined up. And then you can rotate the numbers and the colours. I had to do the back of the reindeer because of the reindeer's face, so I had to put it on the back. I did the Santa ones with black. Oh, by the way, before I go, the numerals and the numbers you require. For the 0 you need 2, for number 1 you need 13, for number 2 you need 8, for number 3 you need 3, number 4 you need 3, number 5 you need 2, number 6 you need 2, number 7 you need 2, number 8 you need 2, and number 9 you need 2. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's longer than usual because essentially there were 4 projects all combined into the one. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back with more inspiration next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.